Hello, my name is Kelly Heckman. I am the co-founder of FIXIT, a nonprofit dedicated to ending companion animal overpopulation by creating marketing and incentive-based strategies to give all pet owners the desire and ability to get their animals spayed and neutered. In this webinar, I'm going to discuss how to assemble an advisory committee made up of your target area's local residents and how to make the most of their expertise. At this point in the SMART training, you may still be refining or identifying the high-impact areas that you want to target. You might have done some research looking at demographic data and having conversations with the local shelters, but this doesn't really give a voice to the people in those areas that will be invaluable in how we proceed with the marketing campaign that will get pet owners to take action. We want to know about the challenges in the community in general and specifically how their challenges relate to their behavior towards their pets. This will help us generate a list of possible messages that could be used for future advertisements. On St. Croix, my background and passion for animals was not really in line with the cultural norm on the island, which, as I've mentioned in previous lessons, is dominated by a West Indian background, low educational attainment, and low household income. So we recruited a group of experts, some of which are pictured here. We included almost all of the shelter staff on the committee since not only did they have the right cultural background, they were also in the field with people discussing animal issues, processing owner-surrendered animals, or manning the phones of people calling with a variety of animal-related problems. We were in the market for determining the challenges of pet owner, and when it comes to their animals, these staff have no better perspective. We also wanted to use this as an opportunity to foster our relationship with the shelter so that they would continue to support what we are doing, providing their data, and collaborating on projects. We filled out the committee with several people that we met while conducting our spay-neuter perspective survey. In all, I would recommend that you recruit 10 to 15 people that can give you the insight into the specific community being targeted. Mix the group with residents from the area by reaching out to schools, churches, and community groups. This is an opportunity for them to help make their community better, so you are more likely to find agreeable people who are already active in other groups. And if possible, vary the makeup of the group, as we will be generating materials that should appeal to a variety of pet owners in the area. You can also ask your clients for recommendations of leaders or group names. Ask your shelter staff or animal control, but keep in mind they might not have the same cultural background as your targets. Be prepared with a specific ask and present a list of benefits that they or their community will receive by participating. Focus on benefits to people. Remember that you want people that have a similar background and perspective as the targets or people who discuss animal issues with them a lot. So selling them on the benefits to the animal of spay and neuter may not be very impactful. For your first meeting, reiterate why you have brought them together. If you have a well-rounded committee, you will have people there that are from your target area. Given that they might be doing exactly what you want to change, try not to phrase things in a way that make them feel persecuted. They are there to give you insight into how things can be changed for animals and their community. Have people introduce themselves. Hopefully you will be forming bonds between the committee members and also want everyone to know what experience they bring to the table and what point of view they provide. Highlight the benefits to the people and the community, not just animals. By definition, these people do not think of their animals like we do, so let them know that by participating, they are helping reduce the problems that homeless animals may create: risk of bites, public nuisance, road hazards, and others. Hand out a survey of questions that you want to ultimately discuss that day. This gives people time to think about the possible answers, outlines the topics you will be talking about, and also gives you a record of everyone's opinion, not just those that feel comfortable talking during the meeting. You'll also be able to collate the results of the survey and send pass around for the next meeting, including how those answers helped you learn about the problems that you wanted to solve. Have a goal when you set up the survey so that you can express how this information is helping you to meet that goal. For example, if your goal is to get insight into how to set up your spay-neuter perception survey, point out the questions on the survey that will be developed as a result of answers given during that first survey. As part of your discussion, one thing you should accomplish is to get to know more about the relationships people have with their animals. How did they acquire them? What type of relationship were they hoping to have? Was it with a working dog, like a guard dog, for companionship to them or their children? Then conversely, why do people give up their animals? Are there behavioral problems? Are they sick? Do they have too many? Are they expensive? Getting to know what is driving people's behavior will help you narrow down important issues and get the discussion going in a way that brings up novel issues that you may not have known about before. For example, on St. Croix, we were told that people surrender female dogs that have had litters of puppies and now have drooping nipples, which gave us a novel message to test. We'll talk about that again in a future lesson, but it's not something that we could have guessed without the help of our advisory committee. We also want to have some insight into what people know about animal homelessness in their community. Do they think that all animals coming into the shelter find new homes? What about kittens and puppies? Are they ever put to sleep? We found an agreement with Humane Society of the United States that using local shelter statistics is a good way for generating action, but you want to use those statistics in a way that's going to have the biggest impact for your program. Then, of course, we need to generate discussion about spay and neuter itself. What does the advisory committee think of spay and neuter related issues? Do they think most or few people spay and neuter? What are the reasons they don't? What are the reasons they do? What do they think would make them take action? And then ask your committee to help you refine your target audience. There might be groups within the community that could be better targeted, or within the household. Who makes the decisions about animal health? Do they feel older or younger people are more likely the problem? Where within the community are the big problems? Are there areas where lots of animals are free roaming? And all of this effort is to generate advertising, so where are the best places to advertise? What media are people using regularly? What perspective would they trust? For example, would the message be more powerful if it was quoted from a local personality, athlete, newscaster, or a vet? A shelter person? Someone in the animal welfare field? As an exercise, write out a question for each of these topics that you would like to discuss with your local advisory committee. Pet ownership, pet abandonment, spay and neuter, target refinement, media. Think about how these questions will generate discussion among the committee members and lead you to a place of understanding the issues in a new light. In our most recent round of message generation on St. Croix in 2003, these are two of several questions we gave to our advisory committee. Which is the most common reason why people abandon animals that could be solved with spay and neuter, in your experience? And which top two statements do you think would be most likely to convince someone to spay or neuter their dog or cat? After asking everyone as a survey, they then went on to discuss the answers to their questions out loud and used this as a discussion point. From that meeting's discussion, I digested some key issues. One of the points that was people that were giving up animals because they had too many. Ultimately, the ad to the right was designed in response. Every time you see your advisory committee, which should be about once a month during this early stage, take what was said the last time and use it as a jumping off point for the next meeting after you've digested it. Ask them to clarify certain points, help you identify messages, and word messages. Another great thing about having an advisory board is that it provides you with a filter before releasing something into the community that may seem offensive or comical. Sometimes in our efforts to get people's attention, we lose sight that we are trying to get people to be inspired by our ads to take action. If people are distracted by what they feel is offensive or something they don't take seriously, then we have lost. Ultimately, we have decided to not use the "Are your balls so small your dog has to keep his" ad that we generated to target men. After further digestion and getting their help with wording and polling them for the most impactful messages, we showed them ads with the same message but different graphical styles to get their input. Giving the advisory board a chance to give you insight will help you understand the community better and make your product more effective at generating change. In future lessons, we will discuss more about message and ad generation and testing. As a whole, an advisory board is a great idea for broadening your understanding of your target group. They take away some of the pressure put on you to deliver impactful marketing programming. Plus, an added bonus, getting this group of experts on your team makes you look highly professional organized to grant agencies and potential funders. Learn more about SMART, FIXIT, and all of our programs to help reduce the number of animals euthanized every year at fixit-foundation.org and join the conversation on social media.